Hello there everyone and good morning. My name is Jess. Welcome back to the Seasonal Storm, or good afternoon or good evening or good night, whatever time it is for you. Welcome back to the Seasonal Storm. Today we are continuing with our back to school series and it's time for a haul. So if you're interested in seeing all of the things that we had to get for this back to school season, stay tuned and I'm bringing it to you now. Thanks for stopping by. If you're interested in just jumping straight to the haul or straight to my rant at the end, I will add timestamps in the description box below. Thanks for stopping by today here at the Seasonal Storm. Let's get started. Okay, so like I said, the official lists are out. We are a few weeks away from the beginning of school here in our section of Nevada. But I know all over the country, schools are already back in session. Some are headed back soon. And this is the time to talk about back to school. Now, at the end of this video, I will have a little bit of a soapbox rant about some things. So if you're interested in my takes on that, I guess stay tuned to the end. But I'm not going to be the first person you'll hear on YouTube say this. School supplies have gotten crazy expensive, even when you do it on the tightest budget possible. I was shocked. So I'm shopping for an upper grades elementary, so 4, 5, 6. Specifically in this household, it's a 4. And we got the official school supplies list. Now I did a little research before the list came out. I looked at last year's list and the list from the year before for her particular school. And most things were fairly consistent. This list is definitely expanded on that. And I'm pretty sure that's because the classroom has community needs, which means that some of these supplies will not be kept by our particular student, but will be shared with classmates. And then the class also has needs for items for cleanliness, etc. So those are things to expect in your school supply list for this year. Now I'm going to go ahead and preface this by saying we planned to get her a new backpack and a new lunchbox this year. She does come from a split household, so she will likely have a backpack and a lunchbox at the other household as well. So whether this set of supplies ends up being the primary or the secondary does not matter. It's a good idea for them to have a complete set of supplies at both houses. And that's just in the event that something gets broken, damaged, lost, needs replacing, whatever, we are ready to go. So I have the complete list. I have the complete supply haul. And I shopped at 3 stores. I shopped at Walmart, Dollar Tree, and then our Kroger grocery store is a Smith's here, and they also had some great back to school deals. So we're going to jump into this. I'm going to start with supplies first, and then backpack, lunch, and classroom supplies second. So I have her school list, which I'm not going to show you the front because it has her school name. So for privacy reasons, y'all don't get to know. And then I have the list of everything, the prices that I paid for. So we're going to go ahead and get started, I think, with our binders. Now, her school supply list requires her to have 2 binders. Her favorite colors are black and blue. So when she and I went shopping, she specifically picked out this one. This is a heavy duty by Exceed. It has a front pocket, front window, this side space, nice hard plastic. I've already put some lined paper in here as well. So she picked out this color and it does go with a lot of her other supplies. So she liked this kind of turquoisey sky blue. But when her list came out and I saw that she needed a second one, since her other favorite color is black, I got her the same binder in black. Again, it's just a heavy duty, same interior, all that good stuff. This one just doesn't have paper in it yet. So for one binder at Walmart, it was $3.47. Now you absolutely could get these binders, not these exact binders, but binders at the Dollar Tree for $1 a piece. My only caution with that is that they do tend to fall apart, rings tend to break, and you end up replacing it anyway. And when you factor in replacement costs, you're going to end up about the same price anyway. So I want to get the nicest supplies out the gate at the best value. So for 2 of these binders at $3.47 a piece, I spent $6.94, which is about what I spent on one of my college binders. So fair enough there. Now, the next item her teacher requested for those binders were dividers. So I got 1 set of dividers for each binder. This is a pack of 5 rainbow dividers, and these cost 67 cents a piece. So for 2 was $1.34. Now keep in mind, for items like these, If you were to shop at Dollar Tree, it would be $1 per each. So this is actually money saving and beats the cost at Dollar Tree. So again, this is why it's important to shop around and kind of know what your options are for back to school savings. So we have 2 binders, 2 sets of dividers. The next on the list were a set of folders. So we got these ones. First of all, we got the entire Roy G. Biv plus black happening here. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, and then the black one as well. And these are 15 cents a piece at Walmart. They are just your traditional. They have holes in the side that I've not punched out yet, but these can go into a binder. They have the reinforced side, simple paper folders. So we've got all of her folders. Now her school district also does like folders that go home, or reinforced folders that hold assignments, homework, whatever the situation may be. Now, while these were not specifically asked for by her teacher, I just know this is kind of a district-wide thing. So we went ahead and grabbed her a 5-star 2-pocket with prong folder. And it has, you know, this other little pocket for like teacher notes, whatever. And the pocket, the corners have this little protector. This was $1 at Walmart. I don't know if I mentioned, these are 15 cents a piece. So for all 7 of these folders, which she only needs 6 of them, but we grabbed 1 extra. For all 7 of these folders, it was $1.05. Again, if you were to buy these at Dollar Tree, you'd be paying $1 per folder. So keep that in mind, folks. So that was $1.05 for 7 plus $1 for this one. You will not find folders like this at Dollar Tree. So $1 for this at Walmart, I felt like was a fair shake. The next item were the notebooks. She needs to have, for the start of school, 3 spirals for single subject and 3 composition notebooks. We got backups for the spirals just because sometimes you need to restock halfway through the year. Oh man. So each of these spirals were, I believe, 35 cents a piece. Yes. So we have blue, green, yellow, red, purple, and black. And in total for our spiral notebooks, we spent $2.10 for the original set and the mid-year set. So we've got all of those. Then she needed 3 composition notebooks, and these are 50 cents a piece, so $1.50 for 3 of these. Again, keep in mind, it would be $1 per each at Dollar Tree, so Walmart is still your better bet for better savings. We got 1 blue that is wide ruled, a purple that is college ruled, and a traditional that is college ruled as well. So she has a variety. Next up on the list are headphones. Now, a lot of parents are upset about this item nationwide. I will tell you, from working in, I guess now, multiple levels of education, these kids use technology all the time. For hygiene reasons, you would rather your child have their own headphones, okay? Now, you could buy them from the Dollar Tree, absolutely. I've never reviewed any from the Dollar Tree. I don't know if they're good or not. But my Walmart was having a sale on Skull Candy, and these were $7.99. I got them in blue and black, again, her favorite color. And they have the microphone and then the remote control. So if she were to ever be wearing headphones while on a Zoom call, should that have to ever happen again, she can, you know, be up in her own ear and talking into her own device that's isolating her sound. They come with a 2-year warranty. They come with the earbuds themselves, 2 sizes of ear gels, which are the little grippies, so you can make sure they fit their ears. So I grabbed her a set of these. And then I also grabbed her from the Dollar Tree, our first Dollar Tree item, a headphone case. So this one is cute. It's navy blue, has some pineapples on it. So $7.99, $1, $8.99. We have the headphones category covered. The next on the list, okay, we're going to move on to all of the loose school supplies. So the next on the list were crayons. I got these for 50 cents a piece at my Kroger grocery store. The first is your traditional crayon pack. This one is a 24 pack. I will caution everyone, if your teacher is specifically asking for the 16 crayon pack, please listen. There is a reason. Her teacher did not specify, so we got the 24 pack. And then I also got her a 24 pack of the Colors of the World crayons. This is Crayola's newest launch. This at Walmart is $2.47. If you have a Dollar Tree, it's $1. And if it's at Kroger, it's 50 cents with your rewards number. So I recommend that. So for $1, we have 2 packs of crayons. The next up in the Crayola family, these all came from Walmart. These all beat Dollar Tree prices, and they're all name brand Crayola colored pencils, fine line markers, and traditional markers. We got the 10 packs of the markers and the 12 pack of the pencils. Every teacher in this country, to the best of my knowledge, will tell you that Crayola beats Rosart or any of the other lower end or generic brands, and these you can actually buy in some cases cheaper than Rosart if you go to Walmart. I know that Target had a promotion on Crayola as well. Our grocery store had a promotion on Crayola. If you use Fetch and Ibotta, you can get points back or money back for buying Crayola. So I did that for all of these. I think I got 10 cents back per pack. I'm not going to swear to that. But check out your couponing apps, check out your store's discounts, look for manufacturer coupons online. You can get Crayola way cheaper than generic and like knockoff style products. These last a long time. The pencils sharpen well, the markers last a long time, they're washable all around. Highly recommend. Stick with Crayola. It's a classic, and there's a reason why. Speaking of classics, the next items are also all classics. We got the big pack of Ticonderoga pencils. These are the Ticonderoga number 2. There are 48 in this pack. They are pre-sharpened. They look excellent. This was $3. I mentioned that the Crayola was 97 cents a piece, right? So for the total Crayola, I spent $2.91, maybe 94 cents. I can't read my writing. The Ticonderoga, this was $3 for this pack. There are also coupons for this on Fetch and Ibotta. I have an entire video on how to use those 2 apps if you're interested, but get your 50 cents back. This turns into a $2.50 item. So that's a good one as well. Next up, her teacher requested that they have whiteboard markers and whiteboard erasers. Now, you can absolutely buy Dollar Brand, Dollar Tree, whiteboard markers. I will tell you from our experience during distance learning, they dry out incredibly quickly and they do not last a long time. So I bought for about $4 this pack of Expo markers. It has all of the fun colors in addition to your traditional colors. So for $4, I figured this was a great deal. And then for $2, I got an Expo eraser at Walmart. So $6, her whiteboard needs are met. The next name brand item, this one I don't know if everyone's as specific about, but Walmart, again, in their back to school promotion, beat Dollar Tree with this one. It is 50 cents for a pack of 2 glue sticks like this, or 50 cents for a jumbo glue stick like this, or 50 cents for a bottle of glue like this. So her teacher wants each student to have 5 glue sticks. So I got 2 packs for $1 and then 50 cents for a jumbo. So there's our 5 glue sticks. And then in addition to that, I got a bottle of glue also requested on the list for 50 cents. So for $2, all of our glue needs are met. I will tell you guys, kids run out of glue. Buy it while it's on sale. Stock up for that mid-year restock, whatever you need to do. I did buy some extras of this, but for the purposes of this video, I'm not including them. So to start her back at school, we're sending her with all of the glue I could find. Now the next one, she actually called the ball on this. I'm really proud of her for thinking ahead. But I knew we were going to need some new scissors this year. And that's because that's one of those items that they break, they get lost, whatever. And when we were back to school shopping together, she was like, I should get 2 pairs. Why do you need 2 pairs of scissors? What if I lose one? That is a very fair point. I'm glad we're thinking ahead. So we got 2 pairs of Fiskars, and just because she wasn't sure what is going to be cool or normal in her new class, she got 1 pair that's more of the kids' easy grip styles, rated number 1 by teachers, with this rounded safety tip. And then she got another pair that has the sharper tip and is just blue with this little cover. These were $1.47 a piece. So for scissors, we paid $2.94. Now you can again absolutely buy scissors for $1 a set at Dollar Tree. So if you're looking to save a buck, name brand scissors really don't matter. Just full disclosure there. The next items that we snatched up were, let me just grab everything. I knew she's going to need a ruler for this year. Now, I personally recommend clear rulers for kids. I know that they're plastic. I know that they snap. You can buy a 3-pack of clear rulers for $1 at Dollar Tree, which is probably a good deal. A clear ruler at Walmart is about 97 cents, or maybe it's 87 cents. I was going to get her a clear ruler. She wanted a wood one. She preferred working with these last year. If she needs a clear one, I actually have a stash of clear rulers so she can have one of mine. But this was 25 cents. It's by Fiskars. It does have the metal straight edge, which she says helps her with her lines better and that they are harder to break. And yes, I did remind her we are not to hit friends with rulers. If that is how she's breaking rulers, by slapping them on desks or whacking a friend, that is not okay. She assured me it's not, but when you fall on them, they do break. I'm not even asking. We're just moving on from that. So 25 cents, pretty fair price for a ruler. The next 50-cent item is a pencil sharpener. This is by Pen & Gear again, and this comes from Walmart. As you can see on the back, Pen & Gear is Walmart's generic brand, in case you guys didn't know. This has a 2 different sizes, so I think one might actually be for crayons. Yeah, so one is for number 2 pencils and one is for crayons. Good to know. So she has a crayon sharpener now. I don't have to worry about not having gotten her the jumbo box of Crayola. The next item from Dollar Tree were a big pack of index cards from Jot. This is 200 cards for $1. You cannot beat this value at any other store. I always buy my index cards at Dollar Tree, and they do carry them throughout the year, so you probably don't need to stock up now. We're just gonna act like that didn't happen. We love the index cards. We use them for all sorts of things, whether it's vocab words, spelling words, math concepts, science things. I use them a ton with her during distance learning. I think that makes a huge difference. We love ourselves some index cards. So we got those. I also got her some Post-its. These ones are just traditional Post-it brand. These came from the Dollar Tree, and you have 2 colors, yellow and blue. Pretty much every elementary teacher I know uses Post-it notes for their students in their classrooms for all different things. So we went ahead and grabbed her a little pack of those. And oh my gosh, somehow we're not done. Next up, I got her some highlighters. These were on her list from her teacher. Now these cost $1.97 at Walmart. So for 4 Sharpie brand really nice highlighters, this is actually a great value. You can buy a single one for $1 at Dollar Tree, or you can buy their generic brand, which from experience, they dry out very quickly. So I recommend just spending the extra 97 cents and getting 4 of them in the green, yellow, orange, and pink, so you can change colors. Okay. The last 2 of the school supply, I lied. The last 3 of the school supplies list, before we get into the backpack and the lunch things and the class supplies and all that. The next one also comes from Dollar Tree. I grabbed her a student planner for this upcoming school year, obviously. Using calendars and writing organizational lists and maintaining routine really helps her. And she sees me use a planner all the time, so I snatched her one. Now, this was not requested by her teacher, but we are going to work with her on using a planner so she knows important days, when assignments might be due, etc. So this is a great find. I love how it has these little pockets inside too. And I think that this is just a really nice layout, and for $1 you can't go wrong. So I grabbed her one of those in her favorite color. The next item for her binder, I got her one of 2 pencil pouches. We got her this blue one with a clear opening in the front. She had one of these last year. To the best of my knowledge, it worked out well for her, but this one will be living in a binder this year to hold pencils, highlighters, scissors, glue, whatever. So this is for your everyday school supplies. Now, your next pouch I got her because obviously she has a lot of markers she's going to be taking to school. So this one we are calling the marker pouch. She doesn't even know this one exists yet. And this one was $2.47. So 97 cents, $2.47. It is a camo pouch. It has this fun little compass, and the pockets are gigantic, which I love. You can pretty much fit anything in here. And it's still small enough that it can fit in her smaller pockets. and I'm going to put all of her markers in this one. So this will just be for markers only, and we'll do like whiteboard markers on one side and coloring markers on the other, or something like that. So that is it for her regular school supplies. I know a lot of people are probably thinking that is a lot of school supplies for a child, and you would be correct. There was a total of 45 items. So now we're going to get into the rest of it. Next up on our list is her backpack. She picked this out. Now, this was not in the back to school section. This was randomly in the handbag section when we were walking to the back to school section at Walmart. This is an Eastport. It's this fun denim color with black. So again, her two favorite colors, blue and black. And it was $19.96. I love how it has a reinforced bottom. It has a padded lumbar. It has padded straps. I love how this is wrapped in plastic for her carrying strap. She has a variety of pockets. The inside storage, even though right now it looks, you know, kind of skinny, the inside storage, she has a padded technology pocket. So I don't know if they're going to need that this year. She has this pocket, which would be great for her glasses. And then there's 4 pockets. She has this, another big pocket with a mesh pad, or a mesh pocket pad. What am I talking about? And then she has this little pocket in the front for whatever extra items. So this for $20 about is a great buy. This one will likely last her for the next year at least. So this school year, maybe next school year, maybe beyond. She's convinced it's going to last her till high school. I told her I doubt that, but wishful thinking, if it happens, great. Love to hear it. Lunch supplies. So after a very long stretch of distance learning, she's been using the same lunchbox from our house since first grade. So I figured it was time for a new lunchbox. Her other ones have seen some loves, have seen some wear, and we decided to get her a new lunchbox. Lunchboxes can range in price all over the place apparently, and to go with her backpack, which I will just show you these two together. So this is her backpack. This is her lunchbox folded up. The colors match. Very important. She got this one by Packet. It is a fully freezable lunch bag. So it folds up and then you can spread it out. It has a ton of storage inside. It is all that freezy gel material. And then if it's completely empty, like either if you need extra space in your backpack at school or to store during the summer, it folds up like this. I love this. I love how durable it is. I like how it just has the simple Velcro instead of zippers. So she picked this herself. Now this one did cost $16. You can absolutely get Arctic gear from Walmart for I think like $8. Our Smith's grocery store has lunch boxes as low as $4.99 or $3.99. So you can definitely get cheaper than this, but this one I think is really durable and will last her a long time. And sometimes those are factors to think about as well. So we have our new lunch bag, and the last, who am I kidding? Nothing's the last here. The next 4 items that go with her lunch bag, specifically 3 of which came from Dollar Tree, but I'll first show you the one that came from our Kroger grocery store. Now, her mom uses these in all the kids' lunches at that house, and when I first saw them, I was like, that's genius. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen these in stores before. I don't know if she ordered them on Amazon or what happened, but when I saw them in our Kroger grocery store, I bought them immediately, and they are these flat ice packs. They're by Everyday Living, and we got the dark blue and this like chalk blue, and these are great because these things do need to get washed. These things absolutely get lost. And having a 4-pack for $3 I think is a great value. I did use my rewards number to get these, so I think they normally retail at like $5. But again, these will, because they're so slim, unlike a traditional lunch like a lunch pack or whatever, ice pack, they take up a ton of room, or they're big and clunky. They hold their coldness really well. They're a nice shape. They can tuck on the bottom, they can tuck on the top, wherever they need to go. And if you empty your full lunchbox at the end of the day, they're so sleek and small that if you need to roll up your lunchbox and tuck it in your backpack or whatever, this is not taking up a ton of room. I love these. This is a genius idea. Shout out to her mom, because this was all her. So I love that. You're a genius. Okay, next up are items from Dollar Tree. And the first one is I got her a pack of 3 of these reusable little pack containers. Now I like these ones. I'm just going to take this label off because we don't need it. I like these ones because obviously you can wash them. But also the fact that, as you guys can see, there's a division, so you can have your sandwich and like a little snack next to the side. I'm trying to get away from using so many plastic bags if I can, just because they end up like accumulating in the back seat of my car or in the bottom of a backpack, and nobody needs to find old things like that. Versus a container like this, you know that you need to go through and pick up the container and wash it out. Now, I've spent a lot of money on meal prep containers in my college years. I know a lot about them, and let me tell y'all, the Dollar Tree ones work just as good as any expensive product you can buy. This is what I like when I was meal prepping for rugby. This is what I lived with. I love these. So I grabbed her the ones with the blue lid, got a match. And then the next 2 items, not everybody is going to have to get their child, but she has braces. And because of that, we needed to have a toothbrush and a toothpaste and a little pouch. And then we also needed some plackers. And you can get both of these at the Dollar Tree in the travel section. So for $2, our lunch selection is complete. Now the last set of products for this super long video, this huge haul, are her classroom supply needs, and then we'll get into how much I spent, because even though I'm a budget shopper and I've couponed, planned as much of this as possible, this is a very expensive purchase this year. So let's get into the classroom supplies. Her teacher, first and foremost, as every teacher in this country asked for hand sanitizer. Now, I was in Walmart and I knew that her teachers would be asking for hand sanitizer this year. And I know that there is a lot of concern about what goes into hand sanitizer. And I know that a lot of people touch or trust the brand Hello Bello. However, a jar of hand sanitizer like this from them normally costs $4.48 a bottle. No way. Absolutely not. But when it's $1 on clearance, and this is the same size you'd get from Dollar Tree, now it makes sense. So I got 3 of them. So we got 3 gel hand sanitizers. So that's the first of the classroom supplies. Next up, every teacher in this country this year are also asking for disinfecting wipes. So I got the Great Value brand from Walmart. These were I believe, $47 or $2.27, $2.97. I'm way off, but $2.97 for a container like this. It has 75 wipes. It's bleach free, and yeah, so great. That's great. We got our big jumbo one. The next few items, I guess. The last few items. These are also really common asks. Her teacher asked that the girls bring quart-size Ziploc baggies. So I snagged these up for $2.97 as well at Walmart. And Ibotta had a coupon code for these, so I got a few cents back. So that's great. The next one, her teacher asked for 2 of them, and somehow only one of them made it into the room for this video. So just know there's another one. But she asked each child to bring 2 sets of Kleenex. We went with generic brand because, again, budget. So these were, I think, $1.97 or $2 a piece. So I grabbed 2 of those. And then lastly, her teacher has asked that they all bring loose leafed lined paper. So yeah. So I got wide ruled. I don't know if they're going to need college or wide ruled. I don't think that it really matters. So we grabbed a sheaf of this, 150 pages, and this was, I believe, 85 cents. So we got her some paper as well. So let's run through the totals. This is painful. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying we budget for every holiday, major event, seasonal purchases, clothing, all of that I have a budget for, and I put money away for all those things. We knew this year we wanted to get her a replacement or a backup or backpack or whatever the situation. We knew she needed a backpack. We knew she needed a lunchbox. We knew she needed lunchbox things. We also knew that we're going to need to replace some of her cold weather clothing. Not a ton of it. Like, she's got enough long sleeves, but we knew sweatshirts and things like that, we would need to be replacing some. So we figured $100 budget would be a healthy budget for school supplies, backpack, lunchbox, the few little clothing things she might need. I'm just going to tell you guys what this all cost, and then we'll discuss the plan. So her school supplies, despite a lot of these items being 50 cents or $1 or less than $1 or 15 cents or 35 cents, her school supplies came out to a whopping $46.93. That is not including her backpack. That is not including her lunch supplies. That is not including classroom supplies. That is only her school supplies. 45 items for $46 is not that bad. Like, let's be real. But yeah, I'm not alone. I've talked about this with other teacher friends. I've talked about this with a few other people I know that have kids in younger grades than her, that the school supplies this year is probably the most intense that any of us have ever seen. The next thing, the backpack, was $19.96. Her lunch supplies, lunchbox, ice packs, organizers, oh, I forgot to mention, we also got her a water bottle. It's outside though, so whatever. And her water bottle was $3. It was on clearance at Walmart too. You could get them for $1 at Dollar Tree. For all of her lunch supplies, it was $25.99. For her classroom supplies, that totaled $13.79. Now, had we gotten the hand sanitizer at regular value, it'd be $24.23. Adding up the values of the school supplies, the backpack, the lunch supplies, and the classroom supplies at discounted prices, it came to $106.67 for one child attending public school. So we're 30 minutes into this video. Here's where the soapbox is going to hit. If you are not interested in hearing a rant, this is probably a good time to go ahead and leave. I talked to my mom about this. My mom's raised several kids to adulthood, and she put us through private school. So yeah, she is a saint. She made the investment when we were kids, and we discussed at that time when we were having this conversation what she estimated to spend for us for private school for school supplies every year. Now, some people are wondering, well, you paid for school. Didn't they supply most of the school supplies? No. Private school, you pay for tuition, which pays for teachers, field trips, uniforms, school supplies, lunch program, after school care, transportation, all those sports, those are extra fees. That's not included in tuition, right? My mom thinks she maybe spent about $35 at max per kid. And that's like, even in middle school when we had the fancy calculators and stuff. Now, I went to public high school, and obviously high school spending is completely different. So we didn't even factor that. We only considered up till middle school. And that was expensive because our school had brand preference. They had numerical preference. They had color preference for our items. So you had to be very specific in what you purchased. And $35 in the early 2000s was still a ton of money for school supplies, right? My brother went to public school longer than I did, and my mom said when he was in public school, she probably didn't spend more than $20 ever on school supplies. When I was in college, we both definitely had our eyebrows raised at the prices of textbooks, but my school supply cost was never that significant. Plus, I got discounts for being a student, buying from the school, blah, 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 all that stuff. Even as a college student, I never spent $45 on regular school supplies. Books, again, different story, but never that much on regular school supplies. I know why this is happening. And I'm going to go ahead and preface this by saying I do not blame the teachers at all. This is not her teacher's fault. Her teacher is doing everything that they can to prep these kids for the best future. She's following state standards. She is following federal guidelines. She is fine. I think she's a she. We don't know. They're doing everything that they can, right? This is not their fault. Them asking for classroom supplies is not their fault. It's also, in my opinion, not the school's fault. Now, we're going to get controversial, so this is not a political statement. Don't take it that way. This is a financial statement. The school is only given X amount of budget a year, right? If that budget is not able to adequately cover teachers, janitorial, cleaning supplies, classroom supplies, etc., we have a problem. We also have a problem because some families cannot afford to get their child's school supplies, and there's charities and local groups and all that who will help cushion that load, but teachers have to plan in advance to help share some of the supplies amongst students. And that's something that back in my grandparents' and parents' day, you went to school. You didn't have a school supply list because in the school's budget was budget for the necessary supplies to do learning in a public school environment. That is gone. And part of that is gone because we have allowed the people who make decisions on behalf of schools, so school districts and state systems, to make calls that reallocate funds away from the funds for the students themselves. Materials are things for the students themselves. The money that the school is being given needs to go to teachers, their classrooms, and supplies that benefit the students themselves, as well as adequate curriculum that meets the needs of the classroom. Those metrics are not being met. It's not a Nevada issue, it's a national issue. Education in this country needs serious reform because we are blessed and privileged that we are able to supplement her supplies and supplies for classmates. Absolutely. There are many families whose child's quality of education is affected because they cannot afford $45 in supplies for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. That's not okay. And the fact that our schools don't have the money to adequately provide those things for each student, the money that comes from property tax, income tax, etc., that's designed to pay for that, is a problem and needs to be addressed. So whether that's addressed at school district meetings, state department meetings, for the state departments of education, etc., the communities need to start banding together and signing into the Zoom calls, calling the right people, writing letters, etc., saying, hey, I'm a taxpayer. I care about the education of this nation's children. I care about the teachers, their funding, their mental health, etc. And we are putting too much burden for things that should not be the teacher's job to supply, A. But B, are things that this system was designed to provide and they are not providing. What do we need to do to fix that? And a lot of people don't want to do the mess, and so they just turn a blind eye. I'm not one of those people. After seeing this year's school supply list coming out of a pandemic, and the thing is we were really, I hate to say lucky, but during the pandemic, we were the distance learning house. So her school supplies were mostly things that we already had. The cost was minimal, but for houses like her mom's, where they are funding the supplies for 3 children in upper grades, right? That is a huge burden on people. That is a huge burden on families to provide $50 to $100 worth of supplies for one child, let alone 3, let alone 5. And if there's something we as a national community can do to support our teachers better and help get the word out that these classrooms need to have funds allocated better to them for the teachers to more adequately provide, not the teachers, but for, you know what I'm saying? For the schools to more adequately provide for some of these needs that normally a child or their family would not be necessarily responsible for. I know homeschooling families who's buy $20 in supplies every year other than their curriculum. And so these are things where if we are able to join those Zoom calls, talk to our leadership and our representation, work with PTA, etc., to maybe fundraise so that the burden is not put on these teachers to supply these supplies themselves out of pocket, because they do. You know that the teacher who wrote this list, which again, I'm not going to show the front just because I'm not going to give names away. The teacher who wrote this list, they are trying their best to not put that cost on these families, right? They are asking for the bare minimum, which makes me wonder, because they're asking for this bare minimum, are there places in the classroom where resources aren't being met, where needs aren't being met, that they could use more support? So I know personally this school year, I will be reaching out to the school's PTA and to the teacher to say, hey, what didn't you ask for? What still needs to be done? Because if I can get involved, if I can write a federal grant request, or if I can write a state grant request, or if I can help fundraise in any way so that the teachers don't need to hold this burden, but also so that future families don't need to take on this significant of a burden either. I think that that's worth it. And I know that if more people did what I'm planning to do, and maybe we had a small army of a few hundred or a few thousand people who are putting in these grant requests to help these teachers out, or reinforcing to state departments of education, federal departments of education, hey, resources are not being allocated properly and they are not going to where the needs actually are. We need to fix this. We could probably make some serious headway. So if you're interested in joining that journey, definitely stay tuned. I might have future content about how we go about that system, but I do, oh my gosh, I get emotional about this. I do know that her teacher is awesome already based on the things that they've asked for. These kids are going to have a great year of learning. I'm so excited for them to have a year that's somewhat normal again. But I also know that these teachers need so much support from their communities. And if there's anything that you can think of to do that would help better enhance the learning experience for these classrooms, reduce load on these teachers, help out your school communities or community in general, reach out to charities that are able to help compile these school supply packages for some students who will not have a family that have access to pay $46 for school supplies. Please, please, please reach out. I think if I can find any charities, I will link them in the description box below. But they say it takes a village to raise a child and it takes an army to make a change. So if you're interested in joining that fight with me, definitely get on board. I think that's the end of my soapbox rant. That is the end of this back to school haul. I have so much more back to school content coming to you guys this week. And who's ready for a new year? I know that we are here in this house. I'd like to thank you all for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now. If you're interested in help funding classrooms all over America, check out the website Donors Choose so you can decide where to donate for teachers.